Hi guys, it's Amy Gable Stitcher here with another Flosstube update video. This is a video where I talk about my cross stitching and show you what I have been working on. Despite the background, this is not booktube. I am an avid reader. I tend not to talk about books though on my videos. I might at some point, but my husband got me a new stand and ring light for Christmas, and this is the first opportunity I've had to try to use it, and it has opened up different places where I can film videos. Previously, the kitchen table and the dining room table were pretty much the only two places where I had enough light and was able to use my camera. This is my stitching spot and my reading spot, so it's kind of nice to try to film in here. That way I don't need to move everything, and it's a nice calm environment. I think a backdrop of books is nicer to look at than my stove, but let me know what you think. So it's middle of January, well, third week of January, January 24th, almost the end, 2020. This is my first update video of the year. It's been a very busy month thus far. It seems like it always is, but it's been pretty busy. Kids are great, hubby's great. Oldest has exams this week, last exams today. She'll probably be coming home any minute. But life's been a little busy and something had to give. So Flosstube video, unfortunately, was what kind of slipped by the wayside. But I had a little bit of time today and I wanted to really make a video to show what I've been working on the last month. Luckily, one of my New Year's resolutions of keeping better notes of what I've been working on has paid off, because I was able to gather everything I've worked on. So I'll be able to share it, which is really good. I have gotten a decent amount of stitching done, not a ton. I mean, we always want to get more done, but I have stitched quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to showing you what I stitched. One other thing, I wanted to say that this is the month of my first Flosstube anniversary, which is kind of cool. It's been a year. I think it was January 16th. It was my first video. So it's been a year since I've been making videos, and I passed 1,000 subscribers right around Christmas time. So thank all of you for subscribing and watching and liking and commenting. Like, it's been great. And at some point, probably in the not so distant future, I'm gonna do some type of giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. I haven't decided what yet, but it'll be coming. So thank every one of you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, please do. So I have one finish that I have done so far this year. I finished it this week. It's not FFO'd, it's just a finish. I'm a member of a Facebook group called the Stitchers Coven, and there is a Valentines stitching exchange going on, and I finished my project for that. I typically don't do a lot of exchanges because I don't like committing myself to a deadline for when stitching needs to be done, but I thought it would be fun. I'd seen all the Harry Potter exchanges in the fall, and I was kind of wished I had done it, but I didn't. So I decided to do this one, and the stitching's done. I just need to FFO it. So this is called Black Hearted Queen. Let me see. Color's pretty good right about there. I'm gonna bring it closer so you can see the stitching. This is a free design from Sub Rosa. I will try to link it in the description box below. I think it is still available. So I did this on 36 count PTP Tango, picture this plus Tango, and I stitched it with DMC. I use Etoile for the black, the white, and the gold, and I just used regular DMC for the queen's skin. So I think it came out really cute. I'm gonna hold it back a little bit more. that color is just about right. So I've never stitched on a 36 count Picture This Plus before, and I did enjoy it. It's a tight weave. It's kind of similar to a 40 count from anybody else, which is probably why I enjoyed it. And this is my first time also stitching with the Etoile thread. And while it's not as easy to stitch with as just regular DMC, it's not like stitching with a metallic. Like, you know, it kind of gives you a little resistance going through the fabric, but it doesn't tangle. So I would definitely stitch with it again. Not 100% sure how I'm going to FFO this. I have a good idea. I will take a picture before I send it off and either post it on Instagram or show it my next video, or both. So that's it. I've never stitched on a 36 count PTP before, and I know a lot of people like Abby and Emily C use 2 strands of floss on 36 count PTP. I don't know how you guys do it because it's such a tight weave. So I found I got really good coverage with 1 strand, and that's one of my beefs a lot of times with 36 count is I feel like it's in that land where 1 strand isn't quite enough and 2 strands is too much. But the 36 count PTP 1 strand, I felt like I got really nice coverage. So I would use it again. So 1 FFO, and it's January, or 1 finish, it's January. And I just dropped all my stitching. I'll pick it up in a second. So I do have to say I've been watching a lot of like year-end videos and, you know, plans and wrap-ups. Thank you to everybody who linked them in my last video. I had asked for suggestions, and I am blown away by all these people who have like 20 and 30 finishes. Go you guys. That's awesome. So I had, like I said, I had 10 last year and I was very excited, but if I can put in a few more small ones this year, I'll be even more excited. So 1 down in January, very excited. My second thing I worked on, I had showed this in the last video, the pattern. This was one of the freebie kits from one of the British magazines. I think it was Cross Stitcher. So it came with everything you needed. We went to visit family in Pennsylvania for Christmas. So I don't even need anything behind it. So I brought this with me because it is on like a vinyl mesh and everything was in the kit. So it was easy to stitch while we were there. And it's lived in my purse since we got back. So this has been my travel stitching. And like this is the end of it here. It goes down. So I'm like 3/4 of the way finished. Then I need to do the back stitch and assemble it, but assembly shouldn't be hard. So this could very possibly be a finish in the near future. So big blocks of color. So what I've been doing is I've been outlining, and then when I'm out, I just fill in the blocks of color to make it easier. I've never stitched on vinyl mesh before. So it's not plastic canvas. It's actually like a mesh because it's very flexible, because then you after you're done, you bend it, you do that to make it into the ornament. And it's fine. It's 14 count. Nice big holes. My only complaint is after a little while, my thumb gets tired of poking the needle through. So that is close to a finish. And that has been a very little effort piece because I've just stitched it in little bits in time when I've had it. So that was 2. Trying to go in chronological order here. My new year, new start, was this R&R reproduction sampler. It's called the Designer Motif Sampler. Julie, Kansas City girl in the Colorado world, and I are doing this together as a friendship sampler. So I'm going to hold it up close. Hopefully not too much glare so you can see it. So this is a really old sampler from R&R. And Julie and I have jokingly been saying, like, you can't sit with us because anybody is welcome to jump in to the sale and join us. But chances of finding this, if you have it in your stash, great. Please do it with us. Chances of finding it are slim. And I guess a couple of people have called Dying to Stitch, and Dying to Stitch is like, we're not reprinting it. So we have 2 copies, and I'll pass mine on when I'm done, I'm sure. But, you know, I think they're kind of hard to come by. So this is my start. It's not huge. So this is just part of the border. That's it. This is a 40 count vertical, which is an even weave. The colorway is Days Gone By, and the color looks pretty good actually. It's a pretty good representation. So this is a silk weaver fabric, and it's a decent size sampler. It's not huge. It's called for with some DMCs and some silks that are impossible to find now. So I'm just going to kind of stash dye for it. So far I just used DMC, and the funny part is it's not even the DMC it's called for, because I have like 5,000 skeins of DMC, but I'm always out of the one skein, the one color I need. I have a complete set, but skeins kind of migrate here and there, and I was missing the 2 colors I needed to start the border for my box. So I just grabbed something that was close, and I think it's fine. I just wrote down what it was so I can use it again to finish the border. Julie also started on New Year's Day, and she is further than I am. Our plan is to work on it at the end of the month, every month, and see how it goes. So I'll work on it hopefully next week. So that was January, beginning of January. Next thing is I did another new start on January 13th, the Rebecca Nurse House from Primitive Hair. I wanted to start talking about Julie. We were going to start a new Halloween project every 13th of the month, because we both have a ton of Halloween projects and would like to do them. So this month I picked Primitive Hair, Rebecca Nurse House, and this is where I am. Not a huge start. It's not a huge piece though. It's actually like a third of the side of the house. So this is done with DMC, and the fabric is 40 count Country Mocha by Zweigart. So this has been, I mean, it's not a ton, but I've really enjoyed stitching on it, and I would like to get back to this soon. So like I said, so it's not, I mean, it's not a huge piece. Oh my gosh, the glare. Sorry guys. It's not a huge piece. So stitch count is 124 by 95. I had a couple of people ask on Instagram if this is still available. I believe it is. I think I bought it in 2019. I bought it at Celebrations of Needlework, where Isabella goes and has a booth. So I believe it is available. Last time I checked, her Etsy shop was on vacation, but I would say either contact her or your LNS, and I don't think it's out of print. You should be able to get it. So one more time. There we go. Daughter number 1 just came home from school. How was the midterm?
It was actually surprisingly easy.
Was it?
Yeah, I think I found it easier.
Okay. Yeah. Good. All right. I'm going to finish this up.
Have fun.
Thanks. She had a quarter day today. 1 exam. So she just finished her last midterm, Algebra 2. So she is done. She's very happy. and it was surprisingly easy. I don't know if you heard that. I don't think it would have been easy if I took it, but I'm glad that she did well. All right, I dropped stuff. So Rebecca Nurse. I'll show the one that I've done the most on last. Another whip, Hogsmeade. Come visit Hogsmeade by Country Magic Stitch, which is on Etsy. So Country Magic Stitch has a whole series of these travel posters. Like, come visit, you know, Metropolis. Come visit Hogsmeade. Come visit Hogwarts. Come visit Tara, you know, Gone with the Wind. And I love the travel posters. I think they're really cool. One of them is come visit Mordor. I might need to do that just because, you know, Mordor. And then this cheery travel poster saying, come visit. Anyways, this is, like I said, Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. I started this and bought it last year. Some of the Hogwarts ones, the Harry Potter ones, were on her site and then off. I have heard if you message her, even if they're not there, she'll sell them to you. So that's what it looks like. I'm not sure if it's there right now. I will link the shop below. So this is where I am. So I did a lot. Like, I did pretty much all that's in here. This is a 4-page chart, and I finished the first page. So 1 page is completely done. Doesn't that look cool? There aren't a lot of colors in this chart. Like, her designs are amazing because there aren't a ton of colors, but the detail when you stand back and you look at them is just really amazing. So I really enjoy stitching on this. I have this down as something I would like to finish this year because I do have the other 2 in the series and I won't start them until I finish this. So we'll see. So 1 page down. This page is almost done. It's a smaller page right there. So we'll see. So I had a lot of fun working on that. I'm kind of doing Stitch from Stash this year. Stitch from Stash is, there is a group on Facebook, and the premise is you give yourself a budget every month, and then you earn money for finishes. So I'm doing it unofficially. Like, I'm not keeping track on the web group, the Facebook group or anything. I'm just kind of keeping track of my own little notebook. And I gave myself a $25 budget, which is the max you can give yourself in Stitch from Cash. And I figured no problem. Like, I can stick to that. I blew it like the first week. I was in the hole the first week. And I will show you why when I get to some acquisitions. So a full coverage page is worth like $15 for a finish. So I pulled this out because I wanted to work on it anyways. I didn't work on it. I hadn't worked on it since like beginning of last year. So I said, let me pull it out because I think I can get a page done. And I did. I really enjoyed doing it. I'm still in the hole. So I don't know if I'm going to like I said, it's just for me. I kind of want to make sure that I'm stitching what I have versus buying a lot because I bought a lot last year and I went years without buying anything. And last year I bought a ton. So I have so much stuff. I need to stitch what I have, but I'll show you what I got in a little bit. Like, sometimes you crack. So that was Visit Hogsmeade. My other new start on the floor, let me grab it. My other new start is a stitch along. I do plan on doing the linens and thread stitch along, free stitch along. I haven't started it yet. Kind of would like to keep caught up on it, so I got to start it soon. But like I said, I just haven't had a lot of time for stitching, so it hasn't happened. But I do plan on doing that. It's Quaker. I'll link it below. It looks really cool. I last year had decided to do the Istitch band sampler. I have never done one before. One of my good stitching friends, Becky, has done every one that's come out so far. I think there's like 4 or 5. This might be the 5th one. This is the 5th year, I think. And what it is every week you get a small section to stitch. It's a sampler, and it's done on a band. And it's done over one. And at the end of the year, 52 parts, you have like 100 centimeters of cross stitch. And I've seen hers and they're gorgeous. So I wanted to do it. So I decided to sign up for it. This is not a free sal. There is a group on Facebook, and you can message the person who designs it and runs the Facebook group. And I want to say it was $20 or $25 for the year for the sal. I mean, it's not horribly expensive, but it's not a free one, just to let you know. I think it's totally worth it. Let me stop yapping. So this is the beginning of it. This is a linen banding, and it's done over one. Pull it up close so you can see. So this is like a week and a half. I'm a little bit behind. Week 4 was just emailed today. They come out on Friday. So when it's done, like, it's going to pretty much fit in this. So it's like 980 long is the stitch count and like 62 wide. So the parts are not huge. They're totally doable to do. I did that in one day. I did a week and a half in one day with some, you know, without killing myself. So just using DMC 815 over one. So that's that. So I would like to get caught up on that. I had a lot of fun with that, and I'm looking forward to finishing that out in December, just staying caught up on it. That's always the hard part about stitch alongs, right? Staying caught up. We overcommit, and then it's hard to stay caught up. All right, one more project. Told you I worked on a lot. Didn't finish a lot, but I worked on a lot. Last thing I worked on was Little House Needleworks, Home of a Needleworker, chart number 4. I've had it since it came out, so I think it was 2003. And can I tell you, this project is one of those projects for me that has been teaching me patience as a stitcher. I started this, like I said, when it came out in 2003. I hated it, the color of the house, and I put it away and never touched it again. All the times I purged whips between 2003 and 2019, I never got rid of it for some reason. Something made me hold on to it. So last year, when I was going through my whips again, I said, I've held on to this for, over 15 years. I need to finish it. So when I was making my list of things I wanted to finish this year, this was on it. So I decided to kind of fool around and play with it and make it so that I liked it. So I changed the color of the house, liked it much better. I plan on cutting out a lot of it and stitching an abbreviated version. I did that, and then I found out it wasn't going to fit any frame, nothing. I had a few like odd size thrifted stuff, doesn't fit anything. If I finished it, the whole thing, it was going to fit a standard size like frame from Michael's Hobby Lobby. So I'm finishing it. So this is where I am. So I am almost done with this. I finished the house last night. Let me hold that up so you can see. It is the biggest little house. It's huge. It's a little mansion. Took a long time. I used a Victorian mono. It's a nice variegated gray, like a blue gray. I really like it. I modified where you see the two birds. It's supposed to be one. My name is short. There's supposed to be, I think, a heart up here. I'm not putting the heart. I'll probably put another bird. So I need to finish that last row of the alphabet and then the border. So it is, like I said, this has been a lesson in patience because I've just wanted this done. Perseverance. Lesson of perseverance. That's a better word. So I'm determined to finish it. Like, it's not going to beat me, but I just want to be done with it. So I haven't really put this down the last couple of days, just trying to finish it. So I'm hoping maybe another day or two we'll be done. And then I can put it to rest. Because like I said, for some reason, I've been holding on to it for 15, 16, 17 years. I should finish it. But I just want to finish it. So the Victorian motto thread I'm using, it's called Twitter Padded. It's really light there. Let's see, it's a really nice variegated gray. I think it's in her Bewitching Grays pack, if anybody got that. So those are all my whips. I'm going to show one more whip though. This one's not mine. Phoebe has been doing some stitching and she's at school. She does not have a quarter day. So I figure I would show what she's working on. Okay, so Phoebe really enjoys the JBW designs. So she's working on the Seahorse. When we went to Dyeing to Stitch this summer, she bought a piece of 32 count linen, one of their scraps they had. And I said, Phoebe, are you sure you want to use 32 count linen? You've only stitched on, oh, that's the back. You've only stitched on Ada and Even Weave. Yes, Mom, I want to get 32 count linen. So this is what she's done. Now she's kind of regretting the choice to get the 32 count linen. I think this is a little bit of a tougher linen to stitch on just because it's not a very even linen. But she's persevering. She's decided she likes even weave better than linen right now. But yeah, I think she's doing a good job. So that's Phoebe stitching. That's the stitching. So if you're just here to see stitching, thanks. I will not be offended right now if you turn off. I have two more things that I am going to talk about though on the video very briefly. One is some stitchy, well, three things. Stitchy kindness. What caused me to blow my Stitch from Stash budget. And if you recall on my last update video, I was going to do a pass the stash. And so I picked a winner. So three brief things, and then we will all go on our stitchy way. So Stitchy kindness. I am a member of a Facebook group run by Melanie Watkins of Soulful Stitching, the Soulful Stitcher, called What Whip. I believe the group is closed right now. She's trying to keep it small, and basically it's to encourage everybody to work on your whips. You're supposed to touch every whip, work on every whip that you have active during the year. Finish 4 things and FFO 1. And you're put into a small group with 3 other stitchers to encourage each other. And it's been really great. I've really enjoyed my group of stitchers. And I actually got 2 pieces of Stitchy Kindness. I'm only going to show one though, because the other item I'm not sure if the 4th person of our group got yet, because she lives in Canada. So I don't want to ruin the surprise. So Audrey Stitchy Witch is a Stitchy Witch or Witchy Stitcher. What are you, Audrey? I can't remember. I'll link her below. has been into making what she calls junk journals. And she sent us all a junk journal. And I haven't even used it yet because I wanted to show it, but I'm going to use this to keep track of my whips. So Audrey made this. Like, how gorgeous is this? So it's like a little folder here. There's paper, another little folder, and she did this so we can keep track of our whips. So thank you, Audrey. Like, I'm totally blown away by your creativity and generosity. So I will show my other Stitchy Kindness on the next video when I make sure that everyone in the group has gotten it. Acquisitions. Not much. Like I said, I'm stitching from cash. I picked this up at Michael's. I can't remember if I showed this in the last video or not. I don't think I did. So I think I picked it up in Christmas clearance. I was looking at the ribbon, and I found this ribbon that has, it's like a linen. So I picked it up, a couple of bucks. I figured I could stitch some bookmarks or something, give it a try. What caused me to blow my Stitch from Stash budget for the year is Julie. Not really, but it was this kit here. It's a Nikki's Creation kit. It's a sewing kit, and it has in it everything you need to do this sewing basket. So the fabric, the finishing materials, the trim, the little sheep, the thread keep, everything is in here. Thimble. She was at her stitching shop in Denver, which I think is actually called a stitching shop. And she saw it while she was shopping, and she's like, I gotta get this. And she sent me a picture, and I was like, I have to have that because, like, I love sheep. So you see it's like all here. The thread. So like even like all the finishing materials, the fabric, the linen. So I called and had them ship it out to me. And that blew my budget. It was $41 for the set. Everything. I think that's actually not bad. I mean, it includes everything. I just need to stitch it though, because I don't want to have it languishing. I want to be able to use it. So that pretty much, that's why I'm digging out of the hole. So, and then the only other thing I have to show is I was looking on one of the unloading groups recently, and a couple of things popped up that I haven't seen in like forever. They're just, you can't find them. And the price was like too good to like not buy it. So some old Brenda Gervais. So these are, this one's 2013. This is samplers of the season. So there's one for every season. So summer, winter, autumn, and spring. And then there's one other in the packet, her grouping. This one, like, I haven't seen in like forever. It's called Feather Your Nest. And it's decent stitch count, but you do it over 1 on 28 count. Oh, that's what it's called for. So this is chart 36. It's an old one, 2009. Yeah, I had to grab it because it's not even so much that like you just don't see it, and I love it. It's just gorgeous. I love Brenda Gervais, and that's you can't find the ones that are underneath the old name, the old print company. So how to get them. So I'm in the hole. Try to dig out, but really stitching from stash, really. So last item on the agenda. I made you wait, but really you could have just fast forwarded through if you didn't want to see everything else. Giveaway. Last video I showed my update video. I finished Satsuma Street 12 Days of Christmas. Had a lot of fun stitching it, loved it, and I want to pass the stash. So I did random YouTube comment generator. I can't do it for you right now because I'm filming on my phone, but I did it this morning, and the name that came up was Karen Bradley. So Karen Bradley, this will come to you. I will comment on your comment from the last video with my email address, and I also will put my email address in the drop down box. So please email me, and I would love, you know, to mail it out to you. You just got to provide your address. So that is it. Thank you everybody for spending some time with me, looking at my stitching, and hearing me ramble. Let me know what you're working on, who you're watching, what you're working on, and what you're looking forward to doing the next few weeks. Once again, thank you as always for watching, liking, subscribing. Thank you for coming back, and have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.